Hey, how you doing today? For those of you who don't know me, Aaron Cowan with Sage Dynamics. What we're doing out here today is we're going to take an empirical, or as empirical as possible, look at two different handguns. One has an RMR equipped Trijicon RMR reflex sight, and the other has traditional iron sights. The reason we're doing this is because the technology has gotten to a point where we can actually equip handguns with small reflex red dot optic sights. We want to see if a handgun equipped with a red dot optic sight is faster and more accurate than traditional iron sights. For this test, we're going to be using two different guns that are nearly identical. I have a Generation 3 Glock 17 equipped with an RMR and suppressor height sights. Other than that, it is a factory gun. Over here we have a Glock 17 Generation 4 equipped with Glock's night sights. Other than that, it is a factory Glock. For timing the shot strings, which we'll get into later, we have a packed shot timer. The target we're going to be using today for these tests is the Targets Online UTC Tac Drop, which is a three-dimensional target. And I've overlaid it with the Targets Online UTC Anatomy target, just so we can get a better idea where our hits are. Again, when we do this test, we're going to be looking for speed as well as accuracy. So the comparison is going to be the actual shot time, timed on the packed shot timer, and the final group that we fired with both handguns from 3 different distances. We're going to be shooting from 3 yards, from 5 yards, and from 7 yards, 3-shot shot groups with each test. And for those of you that are curious, the holster I'm going to be using for this test is the Off the Grids Concept Nocturnal Sidewinder model, which is a Kydex friction lock. Both guns will be equipped with the Surefire X300 just because the holster is designed for a light-bearing pistol. All right, for me, what I learned today, the RMR versus the iron sights, the reflex sight versus the iron sights, is that for me personally, I'm going to be faster and more accurate on iron sights. But I already know the reason for that. And the reason for that is, since I began shooting handguns almost 20 years ago, I've always been using iron sights. The reflex sight is something new to me, whereas I've been using a red dot or reflex style sight on a rifle for much longer. I will say it is faster to pick up the target. So for a newer shooter, it might be a good idea to make that cost investment in a reflex sight for your handgun, because you're going to develop the skills faster and more proficiently than you would with iron sights. Ultimately, in this situation, you're going to have to be the judge yourself. If you want to invest the money on equipping a handgun with an RMR, I highly recommend you do it. My particular Glock 17 was done by ATEI. I highly recommend their work if you're interested in it. It is cost prohibitive for some people, and as you can see from the shot groups that we shot today, it does provide an advantage in certain situations. I would say right now, unequivocally, it is faster, but for me, because I came up shooting on iron sights with handguns, I still believe that I will always be faster shooting on iron sights.